Big beefy men beat up each other tonight. It's a lot of fun. Baseball playoffs start tomorrow. Even better. Excellent time of year. Bad Bloods this weekend coming up. This is DA Wrestling. This is Monday night. It's Raw. Let's get at her. Doug, how are you on today's show? Gunther versus Sami finally happening. The Miz turns heel. And, well, Judgment Day beat up the Terrors wins again. Not to mention a lovely promo from CM Punk and Drew McIntyre in a bloody cage. But let's start today with Zangief and E Honda, aka Bronson Reed versus Braun Strowman. But first, how are you?
I was going to say, did you just literally ask me how I'm doing, then completely ignore me and just do the rundown of the show?
100%.
You are jacked tonight, huh?
Could be some of the
You
coffee.
got some Red Bull in that cup or something?
No, that's just tea with ginger and turmeric and yeah. What's up?
Not much, man. You know, just I don't know, kind of. It's the last 3 hour Raw.
It is the last 3 hour Raw. I'm looking forward to 2 hours.
Are you looking forward to 3 hours of SmackDown?
Nope.
We might have to change the schedule if we have to do a 3 hour SmackDown.
Well, we'll see what happens. Maybe they'll be kind and start at 7 o'clock instead of 8 o'clock.
Bullshit, they will.
I said maybe they'll be kind. I didn't say they will.
They're not kind. This is WWE we're talking about. Did you not just watch the Vince McMahon documentary?
Oh, that's Vince.
Speaking of which, perfect segue. Uh, Tune in Wednesday afternoon for the first of 3 straight days of us talking about what a piece of shit Vince McMahon is.
Well, I don't know he's a piece of poop, but I mean, he's definitely a special human being.
Um, but yeah, so we're gonna do it in 3 parts. You'll find episode 1, 2 on Wednesday, 3, 4 on Thursday, and the finale will be 5, 6 on Friday.
Yeah, I got a lot of
Uh,
thoughts about 5 and 6.
it'll be Wednesday afternoon, but then Thursday morning and Friday morning,
Yeah,
both of those will be up.
yeah, I got a lot of thoughts on
Um,
5 and 6.
yeah,
A lot of thoughts, and I'm probably not gonna
I
be.
got a lot of thoughts. I got a lot of thoughts on the whole thing, really.
Yeah, there's like some of the stuff I heard just and watched. I'm just floored by. I'm
It
like
gets uncomfortable, dude.
it's not even uncomfortable to me. It's just kind of like you're in deniability, man. Like you're delusional. Like like I thought Jerry
Yeah,
was bad. He's horrible.
yeah,
But anyway,
I agree.
but anyway,
So
uh,
you want to talk about E Honda and Zangief?
yes, let's talk E Honda Zangief, in other words, aka Braun Strowman, and Bronson Reed, and a return of Seth Rollins.
Dude, you wanted to lead off with Seth Rollins returning?
No, I got this because it's part of the match.
Okay, look. So for those that didn't catch it, okay, we had everything from chair shots to a Death Valley driver through a table where they both got up after 5 seconds. They had going
Bronson
into the first.
Reed went through a table within the first 2 minutes of this match.
We had Bronson Reed falling on the leaning tower of chairs.
We had Braun Strowman go through the boards.
We had Braun Strowman land in the front row.
We had a ring collapse.
Then we had a Seth Rollins
Oh,
return.
you also missed the flying Strowman.
Yes, flying Strowman.
Like,
Uh, listen, we all knew we all knew that this was going to end with the ring collapse, especially after they teased it last week.
yeah, I kind of saw that one coming. I'm not gonna lie to you, I did see it coming. Like, it happens. It's almost
They've
like the go-to.
they've done the spot enough.
Yeah,
They haven't done it very often, but they've spaced it out enough where you kind of know the formula as to how it happens.
I think the most impressive, I like the one that always sticks out to me the most about the ring collapsing is still the Brock suplexing Big Show on SmackDown years ago.
My favorite one was Braun Strowman suplexing Big Show.
See, I like Brock's. I thought Brock's a lot more interesting. Brock's
I
just
mean, he's smaller, but Braun Strowman at the time, they were kind of grooming as like the next Big Show, essentially,
essentially, yeah. I
the
remember that
big
one too.
giant.
No, that one, yeah.
But okay, so the implications of Seth Rollins being back, um,
I mean, it's. I mean, it was inevitable this was going to happen, considering the fact that Bronson Reed did a promo earlier today, which, by the way, was really good. When he says, "I took Seth Rollins out for a couple months. Next time it's going to be for a couple years." Like
yeah,
the guy already pushed it forward a little bit there.
yeah, there was a bit of foreshadowing there,
Yeah.
but can I just say on a quick side note that he was dressed so normally, I thought it was Jay White
You mean
first for a split second.
you mean
Seth in that
play Jay White?
tracksuit. Yes, I thought it was Jay White
Wow.
until I realized Joe Tessitore was like, "Oh, Seth Rollins is here."
No. Jay White
Because
did not join WWE, folks. Just so you know, Jay White did
no,
not join
I
WWE.
didn't say that. I didn't say that. He's still hurt, from what I understand, anyway.
Yeah,
But no, it's not that. To me, it's just they look very similar.
fair enough. Yeah.
And and
Say Seth is
Seth has
bigger
been
though. Like Seth's definitely bigger.
taller, maybe.
No, like bigger.
Mm, whatever. I'm just saying, well, it still hides it under that fucking 2000s tracksuit that he had on.
That's fine. He's still physically bigger than Jay White.
Um, anyways, Seth is going to finally do the program with Bronson Reed, which will take Rollins into Rumble.
Um, I like. I want. I think Bronson Reed should win this feud.
He will.
I like the. I mean, I really like Bronson Reed. I really do like how they
Seth is
presented him.
untouchable.
Yes, I mean, to be honest, Seth could take a year of losses and nobody would care because he just puts on
Yeah.
good matches. Like he does.
So, guys, guys that put on good matches. Sorry to get off track here, but Ilya Dragunov towards ACL.
Did he really? Is that why we haven't seen him in a little bit? When that come out?
That was the injury they alluded to uh, before the Gunther promo.
Oh,
I saw Sean Ross Sapp say he tore his ACL, so
that's
he's out
crappy.
six. He's out 6 to 9 months.
Now there goes Mania.
Theoretically, he could get back for Mania.
Theoretically, yes. Probably not going to happen though.
No, exactly. Um,
I mean, then again, who knows what his healing? I mean, who knows what it's like for healing? Like Cena Torres Pec and was back by the Rumble, right? Like what, 4 months later?
no, actually, it was 3.
3 months. Yeah, 3 months
But
later when it's usually what, 6 to 9 months?
yeah,
Tops.
they thought he was out for a year. But
Yeah. So I mean,
anyways,
it depends, I guess, his rehab and all sorts of stuff.
anyways, we we here at D Wrestling wish Ilya Dragunov a speedy recovery.
We do. Because I was really hoping to see that Gunther versus Dragunov match at some point for that title.
They've
But
been
not
running
right
it on
now.
the live events. They've been running it on the live events.
Well, I'm not at the live events now, am I?
No, and there's going to be even less of them next year.
It's not a bad thing.
I know it's not a bad thing for the talent, but like that means we're not going to get our two shows a year up here.
No, they're here all the time, though. We talked about.
They're in Toronto twice a year, usually one for a TV taping and a house show at the end of the year. That house show at the end of the year is probably not happening.
Mm, they're here more often than you think. You should probably watch a little more, pay attention a little more. But anyway, who cares?
Sure.
Doesn't matter. But
But anyways, what's next for Braun Strowman? Uh, probably The Miz, based on that stuff tonight.
well, speaking of that, let's talk about that really quickly. Let's go. Miz turning heel by kicking R-Truth in the face and Karrion Kross laughing.
Right, because Truth somehow was, again, a miraculous return tonight.
Yeah, well, it's the truth. It's our truth. Um,
But booked him and Miz in a match against AOP.
yep,
Um, Miz is just watching Truth get dismantled. Truth
yep,
makes a hot tag. Miz boots him in the face.
yep.
Now, in the promo that led up to this, Truth said, "Oh, Karrion Kross has been picking on me," and Miz was like, "No, he hasn't been picking on me."
Well, look, I want to talk really quickly since we mentioned Karrion Kross.
But that promo that I
Let's talk
sent
that
you on
promo real
Twitter,
quick. Let's talk that promo there because part of that,
yeah,
like, yeah, they finally got something Karrion Kross they could work with Karrion Kross on. And I like how he mentioned how he basically got buried. Mind you, it was by a wacko. Keep that in mind. But
previous administration.
for wacko, um, but the promo he cut was a promo you can get behind Karrion Kross on somebody who, like, he's in that he's like in that between that heel to face, like he's almost like that right in the middle mix. It's
Oh
fucking
no,
great.
he's totally a heel.
Well, yeah, I understand.
There's nobody on this planet cheering Karrion Kross except us.
I understand that. Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, I've always liked Cross. I loved him in NXT.
I like the presentation,
Yeah,
and and
I
honestly,
like the promos.
the dude can talk,
Yeah, he really can talk. Like he really
but
can.
he showed it in this promo about, you know, how people, you know, weren't very forthcoming with helping him when he got to the main roster, and then he went from NXT champion to released in 4 months.
Yeah,
And I remember this.
so do I.
It
It
was
was
in
a shame.
2021.
Yeah, because
It
we
was in
brought
20.
when we're on the main roster. Scarlett was nowhere to be found, and the presentation was just pooped.
Apparently, that's because she ruptured an implant.
Yeah, I heard some kind of thing about that too, and there was something too where they wanted her
It
to go.
wasn't even a rumor. It was like Scarlett talked about it herself.
They also wanted her to wrestle too, and she didn't want it. It wasn't really supposed to be. It's kind of
No, she wanted to wrestle more, and they didn't want
hmm.
her to. So she was in a match one night, and I guess one of her implants popped, and she talked about this on Renee Paquette's old podcast,
Oh, okay.
right after Cross got, um, right after
Oh,
Cross
I
got
remember.
released.
I okay. I remember that now. Yeah, I remember watching that now too. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
but
I
anyways,
I like the whole thing with Cross. It was good. I
yeah,
like
Cross has sent Xavier Woods down a fucking spiral.
yeah,
So Woods faced Rey Mysterio, and he won by pulling Rey's mask off and then rolling him up.
yeah. I mean, very nefarious means.
Yeah, but it wasn't on purpose.
I like to think it was not on purpose at all.
So he says.
Yeah,
It just kind of happened like that.
it did. But
Um,
it's good for Xavier Woods. I like where it's
however,
going.
however, he was out there for Kofi's match against Chad Gable, and Kofi had Gable lined up for Trouble in Paradise, but Xavier Woods tripped Gable,
Yeah,
which caused Kofi to miss Trouble in Paradise,
Yeah.
which then caused Chad Gable to get the win.
Yeah. It's
And then actually in the segment with Gunther and Braun Breaker later in the night,
yeah.
you could see Woods yelling Woods and Kofi yelling at each other.
Well, it's funny you mentioned that too, because when they earlier the night too, when Woods was when Kofi was asking Woods about, do you do that on purpose to get that win over Ray? You saw Cross in the background.
Was it Cross in the
That was
background?
Cross in the background.
Okay, because I couldn't really see on my phone.
Yeah, that was Cross in the background. I'm like, oh, Cross in the background.
There were a couple of people lurking in the background of promos tonight.
Yeah.
There was one guy lurking in the Sami promo
Mm-hmm.
backstage. I mean, I love this new camera work, but like, it's too much thinking.
No, but I think they're trying to do what make you pay attention more,
I know.
which is good.
I only have so much brain power.
You're using your brain for somewhat. You're kind of using your brain for 3 hours, Doug, when you watch Raw. Soon it'll be two. It shouldn't be that bad.
Maybe yeah, maybe my head won't hurt so much after.
There you go. You know whose head hurt though? Sami Zayn's head. But before his head hurt though, he did because he didn't make sure he didn't subscribe first to our show. Always remember, guys, right? Make sure you like, share, subscribe down below, somewhere around here. Right? Follow us on Podbean, Spotify, YouTube, right? All those other channels there. We thank you for all your support. We appreciate everything you guys all do for us. But yes, Sami Zayn today took a lovely power bomb before Gunther said, yes, you can have the match.
We're getting a world title match on Raw next week.
We are. And it's kind of funny how it occurred. Gunther came out to a nice promo, which brought in Sami after a bit. And Sami talked about how he's afraid to fight fight because he pinned him at WrestleMania for the IC title.
Which has been the whole story the whole time.
Yeah. And
Just Gunther never admitted it.
And Gunther said, "You're right. I am afraid. I'm afraid because it was embarrassing losing to you. I had my parents come in and they were not pleased because I'm a winner and you're Sami. You're basically a loser." So we're getting on Raw. A little kind of surprised by that, but not either. I'm not really surprised.
They like their short or their 6-match PLEs, man. Or
to be honest,
pay-per-views.
Well, they were giving it time because it starts at 6 o'clock, right?
The only reason they're doing it at 6 is because UFC has UFC 307 this weekend, starting at 10.
Oh, that makes sense. And
So
MLB divisional round starts.
it's gonna be like Bad Blood will be like 6 to like 9:30.
That's sweet then, because then I could probably watch the divisional round of baseball. Perfect.
Yeah, probably.
Perfect. The Dodgers
Do you
series.
want to talk about the maybe tease of Alexa Bliss?
Not yet.
Do you think that girl at the end of that Wyatt Six video was Alexa Bliss?
I think Alexa Bliss is a shoo-in for the Wyatt Six.
I know she is too. But do you think that girl at the end of that video was Alexa Bliss?
There has been a lot of stuff online with Alexa Bliss right now, at least recently, especially on Instagram, about her getting stuff done and so forth there. So, yeah, I think it's probably Alexa Bliss.
You think it was Alexa Bliss on that tape?
Yeah, I think it's Alexa Bliss, and I think she's coming back. Great. It's been a long time since I've seen Alexa Bliss on TV.
You know why, right?
Of course I know why. She was pregnant with
Ryan Cabrera.
That's the guy saying that song.
Her husband.
The guy said, "All the way down, I saw you." That's all. I know him.
You officially know more Ryan Cabrera music than I do.
I only know that because that was a pretty good song when I was growing up, and some girl I was dating.
Don't care. You know more Ryan Cabrera songs than I do.
Yeah, well, you probably know. Well, you know that. You also know more Rihanna songs than you do too, because I was forced to listen to it when I was in Vancouver.
I probably know more Rihanna songs than you do.
I don't know about that, man. I listen to it every day for 5 years.
I don't know. We'll have to compare sometime. We're getting off
Oh,
track.
that's good. Anyway, that's there too. Uh, Judgment Day.
They beat
Really?
down the Terrorstones again. They
Yeah,
beat the LWO again.
yeah,
Guess what? Damian and Rhea are still winning at the pay-per-view.
yeah. Pretty much. As I usually like to say, we kind of wrestling logic.
As Kendrick Perkins says, just carry the hell on.
Yeah, which means,
It's literally like there's nothing else you can say about this feud. I just want it to end.
well, speaking of you, that will probably end at Bad Blood, is more than likely the main event of Bad Blood, and that is CM Punk and Drew McIntyre. And
Before
Hell
you get into
in a
this,
Cell.
I'm just gonna let you know.
Sure.
If the Hell in a Cell goes on last, we're not getting a return in the bloodline
I don't know about
match. I promise you.
you can still
Watch the
get one in the
show.
first in the overall match if you want. You could still do
You
that.
you can you can call me Mystic, okay, with my predictions. I'm telling you, if Hell in a Cell goes on last, there's no return in the bloodline.
I would assume right now it is going on last, based on the fact that it's the hottest feud of the entire thing.
Right, but Roman and Cody are box office.
I understand that. I
It's
understand.
very
But
much like it's very much
Roman and
like
Cody
that
have both
one
stayed.
Survivor Series.
Roman and Cody have both stayed before. They don't matter if they go on first or last.
I understand that, but listen to me. It's very much like that one Survivor Series where Rock and Cena teamed up to take on actually Awesome Truth,
Yeah, I
believe it or
don't
not.
know. Yeah, that was
Okay.
yeah.
When really the main event should have been Alberto Del Rio and CM Punk for the WWE title, where Punk won the title.
Yeah,
Should have.
yeah.
Theoretically, Punk and McIntyre should go on last.
Yes.
But if they have something up their sleeve for this bloodline story, like a Jimmy Uso or a Rock or a Jey Uso,
Thing is though too,
I think that goes on last.
true, but also I'm not like I'm not saying necessarily wrong, I'm not saying necessarily right. But I will say this though. It was a different regime at that point in time. So who knows?
I tell you what,
So makes Triple H out of the Triple H era
if
more
I'm right, if I'm right about this, you're gonna come on the show next Monday and you are going to say I was wrong. You're good at this shit.
I said I was wrong numerous times. I need to say that to you. Tell you what. Tell you what. If I'm right, if you're right, I'll buy you a Coke. Okay? Fair enough. But anyway,
Pepsi Lime if you could find
well, I can find it. Don't you worry about
it. Pepsi Lime if you could find it.
that. No, you're not. Anyway, um, Drew and Punk both cut some scathing promos in that Hell in the Cell. Like Punk some scathing ones.
They just listen, they just cut a promo for the sake of cutting a promo. This is this feud is at like AEW level where like it peaked like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, but you didn't get like the Punk like what Drew said, right? Then what Punk said. Drew literally said, "I'm
Yeah, I
wearing
know.
black because it's basically a funeral for you. I need to feel sorry for your wife and your dog."
I know. They both said they're going to kill each other without actually saying they're going to kill each other.
Oh, no, Punk actually said it. He's going to kill him.
No, he said he's ready to kill CM Punk.
No, Punk said he's ready. He's literally ready. He's ready to kill him.
Okay.
And he says, "I'm gonna wipe after. I'm gonna wipe the blood off you. Like when you're down on the ground, you're praying for it to be over. I'm gonna wipe the blood off your eyes. And you're not gonna see the God. You're not gonna see a devil. You're gonna see CM Punk, and that's how it's gonna end. Which I think that's how it's gonna end, probably.
Oh yeah, Punk's winning this feud. If
Yeah,
you
I don't see.
had any doubt in your mind,
No, Punk's winning for sure. There's no way Drew's
To
winning.
those listening to us wherever you are, if you had any doubt in your mind that Drew McIntyre had a hope in hell of winning this feud from the start, I please implore you to watch more because that's just not how this shit happens.
No, Punk is definitely winning, which will lead probably Punk into probably a Gunther program. Gunther?
Yeah, Punk's gonna go through the stratosphere.
Mm-hmm. So that's definitely going to happen there.
Punk is gonna be Gunther's Royal Rumble opponent. He's gonna lose, and then he's gonna enter the Rumble.
So is your so you think are you thinking right now Punk's going to win the Rumble?
Remember, part of his deal was to be a main event at WrestleMania,
So that being
or a rumored part of his
okay,
deal.
okay, well, okay then. Who's the champ? Is it going to be Seth? Because they're probably going to do Seth versus Punk. So who holds the title? Is it going to be Seth? Because it's possible then you could possibly do
Actually,
Seth.
to be fair, you can have Punk beat Gunther at the Rumble,
You could.
and then have Seth Rollins win the Royal Rumble.
It depends on what they want to do with Gunther,
Yeah.
right?
Well, yeah, but I mean, I think come January, holds the title 6 months, has some good defenses along the way.
Yeah, I don't think Gunther's going to hold that title like Roman held the other title. I just don't think it's going to happen. Not that I have any faith in
No,
Gunther. I just
and
don't.
that's the thing. I don't think he's gonna hold it like he held the Intercontinental title
No,
either.
I don't think so either. No.
And I've said on this show, I said it leading into Berlin that, you know, it's perfectly okay because, you know, you kind of tell the story of like Gunther got up to the main event
Yep.
and could hang for a little bit, but there's some guys out here that are still much better, much more experienced. And, you know, he'll come back stronger and beat them down the line.
Yep. Uh,
I have no problem with Punk beating Gunther,
no,
especially especially if it's gonna finally give us the Punk and Seth match.
I'm okay with either or. Like I
Yeah.
I just like I think the match with Seth is going to be for the title. And just the
Hmm.
question is whether or not will it be Seth holding the title or will it be Punk? Because you could very well even put the title back on Seth.
You could, but when do you have the Seth match? Do you have the Seth match at Royal Rumble instead of Punk?
You probably have Punk win the Rumble. Seth beats Gunther at the Rumble, leading to
Mm,
Seth versus Punk.
okay,
I mean, you could do that.
that's
I mean,
fair.
or you could do the other
I
way
like
too.
that.
You could do the other way too. I mean, I don't think Seth needs to win the Rumble in order to get the title shot.
No,
So
because he can win Elimination Chamber. But also remember, Cena's back in the mix too.
yeah, but I don't. I I think Cena's going to face Gunther at Mania. That's probably who's going to face. As much as you'd
Okay.
want to see, as much as you'd want to see Orton versus Cena at Mania for the first time they've ever because they've never done it, I feel like they might want to do Gunther versus Cena.
They sort of did it.
So, sort of, yeah. Um, so do you want to touch on the somewhat Jey Uso celebration or no?
It was just Jay coming out, thanking everybody,
Yep.
and then Braun coming out and giving him his props.
Yeah. Wasn't much else to it.
And, you know, I think Braun Breaker looked really good in defeat here,
Yeah.
where it's like he's just like, hey, you got the better of me. You got me at my best.
The
Okay.
fact though that they pushed and had Braun go up to Gunther makes you wonder if they're gonna put him in a feud with Gunther after the Sami Zayn stuff's over.
There's no, hold on. There's another guy that you could put as, there's like literally like 7 or 8 guys that could win the Royal Rumble this year. I think Braun Breaker's one of them.
Yeah, Braun's one of them. Like right now, you're probably looking at for the Rumble. It's a toss up. Like you can have Punk
Or
win.
Braun could be the guy to win the Elimination Chamber.
Yeah, you could have Braun win it. It could be Punk win it. It could be Priest that wins.
Exactly.
Could be Priest that
Exactly.
wins it. Right?
Exactly.
I don't think they'll have Seth do it, win it, but they could.
But you have like that's the thing with Gunther being champion. We've rattled off 3 guys already he can have programs with,
Yeah,
and he hasn't really even started the program with Sami yet.
exactly. Uh, last match on the show though was last match on the card that we're gonna talk about was the Live Valkyria versus Zoe Stark match.
Oh hey, numbers advantage.
Yeah,
That
that's what
name
happened.
that we all hate. That name that we all hate. Zoe Stark won.
Yeah, and Turner Carter
Katana Chance,
chance.
Caden Carter came back after 2 months off.
Yep,
Katana Chance sporting a Trish Stratus like face
mask.
mask
Yeah,
or a JC Jane type mask.
yeah. Oh,
Uh,
it's a Trish Stratus
and
match.
they cut a fiery promo.
Yeah,
Damage Control cut a fiery promo
yeah,
too. I think they're like certified baby faces now.
yeah. Uh, next week's Raw though, you're getting 2 title matches. You're getting Jey Uso versus Xavier Woods.
Yeah.
You're getting Gunther versus Sami Zayn.
Well, Jay's gonna win and Gunther's gonna win too.
Also, tomorrow night is NXT's debut on the CW.
Trick versus Page
Julia
with Punk as
versus
referee.
Roxanne. Yep.
I think Julia beats Roxanne.
I think Julia takes that title off Roxanne, yes. See, and there's somebody who might win the women's Royal Rumble is Roxanne.
Oh, easy. That's an easy pick.
Because I don't think they're gonna do Rhea.
No, don't have to.
No. So in fact, I think Rhea's gonna be one that holds that title walking into Mania.
Oh yeah, Rio will hold the title going to Mania.
Yeah.
She's gonna win. Yeah, she'll win the title in October. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Um, I think I think Paige beats Trick.
I hope so. I think see, that's where you have this issue too, right? Trick Williams might end up making his way to the main roster and might even realign himself with Mello. Might.
No, keep them separate. Just have Trick on Raw, and then
I'm just saying I said might. I'm not saying they will. I said might.
I was gonna say where you heard that, we'll kick their ass.
They might. You never know. You never know what they're thinking sometimes. You never really know.
If it happens, then
Cool.
I'll get on here and like kiss your ass or something.
No, you won't. Somebody promises you're not going to keep.
That reminds me of something you said to me at work one day.
What did I say?
We made a bet about football, and you said, "Don't make promises you can't keep."
Yeah. Anyway, folks, that is DA Wrestling. That was Monday Night Raw and a bunch of other stuff. Take us out here, Doug.
I was trying to signal you to do it, but that's okay. Thanks for listening. If you're listening to us, go find us on YouTube, DA Wrestling Podcast. If you're watching us on YouTube, and my beautiful face, uh, go follow us on Spotify. Take us on the go with you. Um, until next time, my friends, go follow the show, DA Sports Podcast on Instagram, DA Sports Pod on X. That beautiful bastard over there is April 1982 on
All be
Instagram.
beautiful.
Andrew DA Sports on TikTok. I'm DLines1991 on X. We'll catch you down the road.